Hey Wastelanders, this is Gary from The Last Ranger. So today I have a half unboxing for you, well, an unpackaging, and I'll show you a knife that I got in. I already opened the knife because it was sitting in my post office box a couple days, and I just wanted to make sure. I wanted it open. I wanted to see what it was because I didn't know. It came from the Apex pass round, but I didn't know what it was. So let me show you this knife. So this is the Echo. Okay, enough with the fun stuff. So I don't know much about this Echo, other than it's from CJRB. I'm going to show you the box that came in. So you saw the box, the Mallory design that came in. There's the Mallory, the Forrest. So the Echo, came in a box much bigger than this. It's the fucking hugest box I've ever seen. So, but whereas the Mallory, the $325 knife, gets you no case. I'm assuming this is a budget knife because it's in the ARP RPM steel. So this came from Rob Nerdy Knives. So if you want to check him out, it's Rob's Nerdy Knives, I assume on YouTube. It's a little knife. It's not little, it's more of a medium to large size knife, and it came in a case. This, I do know this is the Ray Laconico design for CJRB. It's, you can see the AR RPM 9 Laconico, Ray Laconico. So I know some people like Ray Laconico designs. I have one Ray Laconico designs. I have a Yorkie. I don't know if you've heard of a Yorkie before. It's a smaller knife, but it's a really cool knife. I really like it. It's really a good flipper. I'll probably try to bring it out when I review this. So this is a front flipper, and it's a spotty hole flicker. So I kind of like this knife. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I like this knife better than the Mallory design. I just find it a little bit more interesting. I like the blade shape. I just like it. It's very comfortable. Doesn't have any hot spots on the handle at all. Very comfortable. I would probably go with some other color rather than jade, or if I would have a reason to dye it. CJRB, or what's their Artisan, the parent company, they always include a pivot collar on their knives, especially CJRB. They always have pivot collars on most of their knives, I believe. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've had some CJRBs in my past, and they always have a pivot collar. Let's see how sharp this is out of the box. Let's see if I have a note card. So, oh, yep, it's sharp. I felt like it was sharp. I was playing with it with my cat, and I didn't get anywhere near my cat, but I touched the blade accidentally and almost received a cut. So I knew it was probably going to be sharp. I like this blade shape. What do you call this blade shape? Maybe kind of reverse Tonto sheep's foot style blade. I don't know. I haven't looked up the knife. I could see it being called a sheep's foot or a reverse Tonto type of blade, maybe. But I like it, and you guys can yell at me saying that saying that this is better than the Forrest, but it's practically the same as the Forrest. The Forrest is much bigger, but you can see the Forrest is like a sheep's foot reverse Tonto style blade too, and it's really weird that I got both of these type of knives at the same time. So I still have to decide if I'm going to give this a review, because honestly it doesn't trip my trigger, and I don't know why. I've come across some information from Grumpy, aka Grumpy Grunt, and he told me this is I knew it was a prototype, but this is S35 VN, but the when it's produced, when it comes out, it will be S90V steel. So that's a much loved steel nowadays. Besides Magna Cut, S90V is being used a lot in Jack Wolf knives, and it comes in 4 colors. I think it would come in 2 all blacks with a different a fat carbon fiber. I think it was a fat carbon blue and red carbon fiber, and I think it was coming in stainless with the same color fat carbon. So you know, I mean, I don't get into dressing up the knives. You could dress up the knife with fat carbon and all kinds of Damascus or all kinds of shit. If I don't like the knife design, I just don't like the knife design. It doesn't matter what you put on it. So this knife design doesn't appeal to me. It's not a bad design. I think this left-handed clip is an addition to the S90V. So I'm going to decide if I want to talk about this knife before it goes out. But this knife, for the money, I know this knife costs $325 on pre-order. I imagine this is a budget knife. It's probably less than 100, maybe. I'm totally guessing. I never looked up anything. Like I said, I just got it today. But if it was me, I would save my money on this, and I would, because it mostly looks like this, I would buy this. You know. Anyway, you know, I've been spending a lot of money on knives, and I wouldn't spend $325 on this. I mean, if you ask me, I wouldn't do it. The next thing that I got in revolves around this. So I'm a lanyard dude. You can see I put a lanyard on there, and I was just thinking if I could locate something like a bird skull, but in a bead form, a bead size, not a actual size, I would probably change this out to a bird skull, because the sparrow, that's a bird skull on the logo. So I got on Etsy, and I got a package. I found them, and I don't know what the size of it is. I think it was small enough for a bead, but I wasn't sure. I was thinking maybe it was actually bigger than what I thought. See, this is a bird skull carved out of a deer antler, so it's an interpretation of a bird skull. It's kind of a raven skull. I think I remembered them saying it's a raven skull, but it looked good. So let's see, what did I get this? Thanks for your supporting a small business. Please leave a review. Receive 20% off your next purchase. Sweet. I always leave a review from my Etsy purchases anyway. So let me see. I liked it because it was hand carved. You know, I like anything that's made by hand. So yeah. So it's probably too big for a bead, maybe, if you ask me. Like, I thought it was a little bit smaller. Maybe well, there was 3 sizes, and I made sure that I would order the smallest size, but obviously I was measuring wrong. Looking at the measurements wrong. This is, unless they gave me the bigger size one, but if you look at that, it kind of looks good. I was looking at that. It looked good for an interpretation of that sparrow skull. So maybe I'll try it. Let me see if it has holes. And I imagine you can go through the eye sockets. Yeah, you can go through the eye sockets and pull the cord up, and it would hang right like this. It would hang really good. So how do you guys like it? Would you use it as a lanyard bead, or do you think it's too big like me? So let me show you the lanyard. So I mean, if it's a small lanyard, maybe about that size, that would be, I guess that wouldn't be bad. If you could take it into account, this diamond knot and this bead and these snake knots, it's about the same size, just a little bit wider. Yeah, I may do it. I like it. So I hate to throw this one away, because it took me 5 tries to tie this diamond knot, because I always forget how to do it, and I have to remember. It usually takes me a few times. Maybe I can cut it off and then refuse it to another knife. So if you guys like paracord lanyards, let me know which color I should use. This is a good color, but what paracord color I should use if I take it on myself to use this as a bead. I like it. I mean, it's natural, but it is hand carved out of deer antler. So I mean, it's not really a skull, but it's a material that's not like a man-made material. So anyway, this is all I got for you today. Let me know what you think. Take care, Wastelanders.